everyone, especially to our subject teacher, Mrs. Janice Magsayo, and also to our practicing teachers who are always with us. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Before I start, our report is all about good life. Let me introduce to you first myself. I am Joel Bicolang, based on science, and I am the leader of this group. So, before we step on, let me introduce to you first my co-reporters. The reporters one would be me. The second reporter is Jonah Bagasan Sumagaysay. The third reporter is Jenny Rose Barcinal Rabenis. The fourth reporter would be Jarek Molmesa Kirin. The fifth reporter is Bebela Balayaay. The sixth reporter would be Leslie Jane Bihag Balateros. Okay, so start. First, we have our lesson objectives. So at the end of this lesson, the student should be able to examine what is meant by good life. Second, identify how human attempts to attain what is deemed to be a good life, and recognize possibilities available to human being to attain a good life. Okay, so we have a question here. What is good life? For you, what is good life? Okay, thank you. So, for me, as my opinion, a good life can be described as a life that is self-satisfying and self-fulfilling. It is characterized by a person's joy, fulfillment, and enjoyment of a small pleasure of life. So when you say that you are satisfied in your life, then you have a good life. Okay, let's go on. But what is good? When thing has properly operations, the good of the things and its well-being consists in that operation. So for more clarification, we have some example here. The first example would be the saw. A good saw operates as it was been designed to. It cuts well. So if your saw is rusty and it cannot cut well, so to make it things good, you should be able to repair that saw again, so it can be used again. A good plant acts according to its nature, functions well, grow, reproduce, nourish itself. So a piece of plant that is not growing and it's not reproducing, it's useless. That is not a good plant, because a good plant grows and reproduces. So if you have plant in your homes that is not growing, not giving flowers, or even give some fruits, then it's time for you to remove that plant, because that is not a good plant. A good computer is one that operates as it was designed to. So if you have very small computers or even cell phones, because of these days, pandemic days, and we are in online class, so I know that we all have gadgets in our homes. So if your gadget is laggy and runs not smoothly, or even there is a system problem, then that is not good. You have to change it, or either there is something that you could do, like upgrades. Kung nangihinayang kayo na itapon ang computer niyo o cellphone niyo, then there is way that na hindi na ninyo pwede, na hindi na itatapon. So number one is you have to upgrade the system or change the parts that is destroyed or something that's not working. so that it will be useful again. So the next is Aristotle. So my co-reporters, reporters number 2, Jonah Bagasan Sumagesay, will continue the topic about Aristotle, and he will give you some or more interesting topic about this one. So let's welcome Mrs. Joanna Bagasan Sumagesay for his report about Aristotle.
So, I am Joanna Bagasan Sumagaysay. I am the second reporter to speak about Aristotle. So, Aristotle is an ancient Greek philosopher known for his natural philosophy, logic, and political theory. Next is more on Aristotle. So, dito na to maibalan kung unsa si Aristotle or unsa iya mga na-contribute as a philosopher. Aristotle was one of the greatest thinkers in the history of Western science and philosophy, making contribution to logic, metaphysics, mathematics, physics, biology, botany, ethics, politics, agriculture, medicine, dance, and theater. So, si Aristotle daw is nabilong siya sa mga greatest thinker in the history. Kaya tungod siguro, daghan siya na-contribute just like logic, metaphysics, ethics, and so on. So if we talk about natural philosophy, just I've said in the first slide, it combines logic with observation to make general or empirical claims, or rather casual claims. For example, in his biology, ginagamit niya isa ka concept sa species para mamahimong empirical claims about the function and behavior of individual animals. So in this case, na-recognize ni Aristotle na possibility of knowledge that is not empirical. So dili siya mahimong empirical. So in his metaphysics naman, he claims that there must be a separate and unchanging being that is the source of all beings, source of all other beings. Muna ang metaphysics, muna iyang gisulti. So in his ethics naman po, he holds that it is only become excellent that one could achieve happiness or blessedness that constitutes the best kind of human life. So far from that. And second, Aristotle was first to classify areas of human knowledge into distinct disciplines such as mathematics, biology, and ethics. So some of the classification are still used today. So ginagamit gihapon karon sa panahon na, just such as the species genus system taught in biology classes. So, third, Aristotle was founder of Lyceum, the first scientific institute based in Athens, Greece. So, si Aristotle daw mao'y founder sa Lyceum. So, may founder sa Lyceum. One of the greatest advocates of liberal arts education, which stresses the education of a whole person, including one's moral character rather than merely learning as a set of skills. So, mao ni siya nga eskwelahan scientific institute, mo ay pinaka-strongest nga advocates of a liberal arts of education. So, according to him, Aristotle, this view of education is necessary if we are to produce a society happy as well as productive individuals. So, mo na iyahang pumong. And then, next is Nicomachean ethics. All human activities aim at some good. Every art and human inquiry, and similarly every action and pursuit, is though to aim at some good, and for this reason the good has been rightly declared as that of which all things aim. So kaning Nicomachean Ethics are one of Aristotle's most influential work because it presents the theory of happiness that is still relevant today over 2,300 years later. Thank you.
Good day everyone, so I am the third reporter of this group. I am Generous Rabanes. So let us continue. What is mean by good life? Kung mayingon ang good life, unsa may makuha na to ana? Pagkulaw na gid tanaw nga kanang good life kana siya kay hayahay. Mo ginay pinakauna nga mo sa tong una basta mingon na kay good life kana siya hayahay. Walay ay na siya problema pero kanang kamay ra bitaw. So inana. So according to kay kanang what is meant by good life? Living in comfort and luxury with few problems or worries. So, nako na ginato siya nga. Kuan kana bang naa ka sa imong comfort zone, na kay balay, na kay kwarta, na kay trabaho, maka-provide ka sa imong mga needs ug sa imong wants. Syempre kung nakaana so gamay lang gid imong problema. Then og yahay na ka it is good life. Then second is characterized by happiness from living and doing well. Makuan siya nato, makaingon ta good life siya basta kay malipayon ta daw bisag simple lang ang ato ang life kanang at basta kay malipayon ta kanang kontento bitaw ta kung unsa ang naa nato. Then kanang makatabang pud ta sa uban inana siya. Content or kontento. Ganong gibut ay apil man ang content sa kanang kuan sa good life, characteristics sa good life. It is because bisag unsa nimo kadaghan o kanang material things, bisag unsa nimo ka kwartaan or unsa pa naa nimo kung dili ka kabalo makontento, it is useless ra gyapon. Kay mo ni ang pinaka-importante sa tanan. Kung dili man gud ka kanang kung wala ka anang word nga kontento, so dili jud ka magmalipayon. Panalitan gusto nimo makuan gusto nimo nga maana atong butang bisan og dili nimo needs, then uni ang kuan atong ang consequence ato kung maana ato siya nimo kay kanang bad to para sa imuha. So inana ra siya, dapat gyud nga kontento ta or kabalo ta makontento sa isa ka butang. We all have different opinions about what the good life is. Para nako kay kuan, bisan og wala ko'y mga material things, as long as nga kanang kuan nakatabang ko sa uban og malipayon ko sa ako ang kinabuhi. For me a good life includes doing good for others. Then a good life is having a happy life. Having a good life is being with people who bring joy and happiness. So ang good life kay kanang napo na sa inyong pamilya. Depende na sa environment nga naa nimo. Nga kanang kuan nga kanang og ang imuhang kanang mga positive bitaw dili bitaw sila nga ingon niya. Kuan nga kanang paitan kung muangat ka hilakon po ka paubos. So kung naa ka sa circle of friends nga inaana, so di gyud ka magmalipayon, it is not a good life. Then a good life and happy life is not about attaining material things. So kana siya mo ginako kay kuan para nako is ang material things kuan dili na nato siya madala, or according pa nila nga kana imong balay imong kwarta dili na nimo siya madala. Mas madala pa nimo ang kanang magbuhat kag maayo, makatabang ka sa uban, kana siya mas makuan pa na nimo siya. Para nako is kung makatabang ko sa uban malipayon ako inana. Though simple ra akong life, dili kanang ako ang iguran ako ma-afford kung unsa akong gusto at kanang bisag iguran ako ma-afford akong gusto kanang kuan happy ko inana. Then next, for Plato, what is good life for Plato? The task of understanding the things in the world runs parallel with the job of truly getting into what will make the soul flourish. So kuan, according ni Plato kay kanang the task of understand the things kanang usa ay na time nga abang batan gusto ka mahimong usa ka maestra, then kanang mutoy mong gusto pero murag dili to siya murag nakadistance sa imuha nga kanang di ba kay naaman gyud kanang gusto sila magmaestra din unya pag humanda ito pag suma ang ilang nakuha ang gusto kanimo silang nurse inana dili siya ato ang will bitaw gyud niya mo atong gusto pero mo atong nabuhat mo atong nahuman in an attempt to understand reality and the external world and man must seek to understand himself. Then what is eudaimonia? Eudaimonia came from Greek word eu meaning good and daimon meaning spirit. Refers to the good life marked by happiness and excellence. Kung kuan man god kay kanang nakatabang ka sa uban so kana siya nga happiness is dili na siya kabayaran dili na siya kabayaran bisan pag pila imong kwarta ang dili na siya mabayaran og pila pa nga kwarta kanang na-achieve bitaw nimo nga kanang imo yung gusto inana. Then flourishing life filled with meaningful endeavors that empower the human person to be the best of himself or himself.
Okay, by the way, Kuya Jeric, BSc1 major in science, and I am the fourth reporter of this group. Okay, let us proceed. Aristotle's view of good life. These are the followings of views or ideas of Aristotle about good life. According him, the activity of the soul in accordance with virtue. First, believe that good for humans is the maximum realization of what was unique to humans. And according him, the good for humans was to reason well. And also, the task of reason was to teach humans how to act virtuously and exercise faculties in accordance with virtue. So according to Aristotle, those are the followings that we need a person to achieve a good life. And here's virtues. First, behavior showing a high moral standards. And second, paragons of virtue. And also, synonyms, goodness, virtuousness, righteousness, morality, ethicalness, uprightness, upstandingness. And also, here's the integrity, dignity, rectitude, honesty, honorableness, honorability, honor, incorruptibility, probity, and also here's the propriety, decency, respectability, nobility, nobility of soul or spirit, nobleness, worthiness, worth, good, and also here's the trustworthiness, meritoriousness, inapproachableness, blamelessness, purity, pureness, lack of corruption, merit, principles, high principles, and ethics. Those are the following simple virtue and integrated of peasant life of a human. Okay, there's the Nicomachean or Nicomachean Ethics 2:1. Virtue, then, being of two kinds, intellectual and moral. Intellectual virtue, in the main cause, is birth and growth in the teaching, such as for its reason it requires experience and time, while moral virtue comes about as a result of habit.
Hi everyone, good day. I am Bibilab Alayay and I am assigned to discuss the topic about the virtues, which are the intellectual virtue and the moral virtue. So first, let us discuss about intellectual virtue. So theoretical wisdom, thinking and truth. So theoretical wisdom involves reasoning about or in a way that is aimed at truth. And then practical wisdom, it involves reasoning about or in a way that is aimed at good. So understanding, experience, and time are necessary requirements for the development of intellectual virtue. So ang ato ang pagsabot, ang experience ug ang atong oras kinahanglan para sa development of intellectual virtue. So intellectual virtues are about learning to be the best as we can by understanding the world and achieving goals. So, intellectual virtues are qualities of mind and character that promote intellectual flourishing, critical thinking, and the pursuit of truth. So, next is the moral virtue, controlled by practical wisdom, ability to make right judgment, owed its development to how one nurtured it as habit and then can be learned. So, moral virtues are about doing the greater good, doing the greater good, and being a better person by learning from mistakes and doing what feels right naturally. So next is happiness to Aristotle. Happiness depends on ourselves. So, ang happiness, nakadepende ra siya sa atong kaugalingon ug unsaon nato pag-achieve or unsaon nato pag-live our life to obtain happiness. So, central purpose of human life and a goal in itself. So, ang happiness ang central nga kaning purpose sa life sa tao, then mao pud happiness pud ang goal. So depends on the cultivation of virtue. A genuinely happy life requires the fulfillment of a broad range of conditions, including physical as well as mental well-being. So in order for us to be happy, dapat healthy ta physically and mentally, because if we are having illness or kanang nagsakit-sakit ta, we cannot obtain happiness, diba? So if magsakit day ka kanang ma-happy day ka, so no, you cannot obtain happiness kung natay mga sakit-sakit. So mo to siya. So, happiness is the ultimate purpose of human existence. Happiness is a final end or goal that encompasses the totality of one's life. It is not something that can be gained or lost in a few hours like pleasurable sensations. It is more like the ultimate value of your life as live up to this moment, measuring how well you have lived up to your full potential as a human being. So, kaning it is more like so happiness depends upon ourselves. So every person nagkidaiya sa tuwa nagka-wish nga ma-achieve na to ang happy life, not even knowing what actual happiness is. So anything else is solely dependent on that person, either to make his or her life happy and worth living to the depressingly and eventually die. So naara sa tuwa kung saan na to pag make ourselves happy and then worth living dayon or to the. So genuinely people don't stress or worry over what other thinks about them. So dili ang kanang mga genuine nga mga people, dili sila nagabasi or dili sila wala nila gina stress or ginaworry ilahang self over kanang unsay gipanguna-una sa lain nga tawo sa ilaha. So instead they think of themselves based on who they are and how they behave. So wala nila gyud na ang giingon sa tao sa ilaha. Instead nag-focus sila silang kaugalingon kay they know themselves, and unsa sila mag-behave. So this is primarily about being able to take yourself in the mirror and feel good about the person you see. So kanang nakadepende ra sa imong kung saon nimo pag live imong life, dito ba ka sa happiness or dito ba ka sa katong depressed ka, or eventually you will die. So thank you for listening. That would be all, and God bless everyone.
Hello everyone, I am Lesel Jane Balatero, the sixth reporter in this group, BS Ed 1, major in science. Okay, let us proceed. Why is it that everyone is in the pursuit of the good life? So, as what I observe, everyone pursue to have a good life in order to have a life satisfaction. Kung maingon tag good life, it is describe a life that is self-satisfying and self-fulfilling. It is characterized by personal joy, fulfillment, and enjoyment of living in contentment and pleasure with few worries or problems. So when we heard people nga moingon og ilang kinabuhi is good, what pas about they can access the basic things that they give them comfort and pleasure. Everyone is hardworking. Like they have more time to work than to spend with the family. Financially, para makasiguro nga nilang pamilya is nagpuyo sa maayong kahimtang. Not that good, but at least they are doing his or his best to provide their family needs. In reality, we are pursuing that because we don't want our family to feel the suffering and pain nga natagamtam before, and just to enjoy the life to the fullest and spreading the purpose to be happy and contentment, whether we are a poor or belong to the poor or rich family. Next, life is good. It is only our thoughts, choices, and actions towards the situation we meet in life, each moment of time, that makes life look bad. The same bad situation in life that makes one person think badly inspires another to do another thing. The same good situation in life that makes one person feel so good to get into a bad situation inspires another person to create another good situation. Because of the good situation, it is all about thoughts, choices, and actions. Life is good. Live it well. By Ernest Aguimang Yeboah. So sa giingon ni Ernest Aguimang Yeboah, life is good. Yes, indeed, life reciprocates the goodness of being happy and content sa atoang pagkakita. But kita nga mga tao, dili ta kabalo mo appreciate sa pattern sa tong good life. We pertain to making things complicated. As he added, his only thoughts, choice, and actions towards the situation we meet in life. Each moment of time that makes life look bad. Perfectly, dili jud nato kalikayan nga maguna-una tag negative nga maglet sa tuang overall sa atong self. Have you ever thought that you weren't good enough? Kung atuan na gani ma-feel nga dili ta may sa kabutang, magresulta siya nga wherein it drones us mm, og self-doubt and a loss of confidence. It can be a symptom of low self-esteem, but ang tinuod is kitang tanan maayo pero sa lain-lain nga pamaagi. Instead of saying I am not good enough, tell yourself that you are worthy of all you deserve in this life. Just like sa uban, we see the struggles, challenges, or uncertainty as bad, but to see clearly, it serves as lesson learned nga maghimo sa tuag to be brave and fearless. If we ourselves never know to appreciate those conflicts, challenges, or uncertainty, and realize the purpose sa itong kinabuhi, if focus lang nato ang good side, we will never be having a good life. Therefore, I concluded to having a good life is contentment with sa mga butang, to have a comfort, pleasure, as long as you feel happiness of life, that is all worth it. Next, one must find the truth about what the good is, but before one can even try to locate that which is good. So, kinahanglan kaayo nga makabaluta first kung unsa ang kamatuoran nga good sa atoa before ang lain makabaluko og mutest sa atoang kagalingon if it is good or bad, because knowing the good rarely gives the person satisfaction of doing. The value of good is naghatag sa tuwa og kaalam kung unsay kamatuoran og sakto. That's all. Thank you.
So thank you, Miss Little Jane Biag, for your topic. So next, let us hear from Brian McGill. If you want the good things to happen in your life, you have to believe good things are possible for yourself. Quit allowing negative and cynical thinking to give in the way of the good life you deserve. So before we end, we have a questions for reflection here. Number 1, if you please answer this one in a comment. So number 1, in your own opinion, what constitutes a good life? Number 2, what does Aristotle say about the good life? Does it still stand in the contemporary world? Number 3, how is the progress in science and technology a movement toward the good life? So once again, thank you for watching and listening to our report. I hope you learned something from us, and God bless you all. Thank you again, and goodbye.